Okay, now we are live. Good morning, YouTube. We are here for another English immersion. My name is Camila. I'm going to be the host from this conversation. I am here with another Camila, Wanda, Anderson, and Suzanne. And just a short explanation for those who don't know what is Talk and Talk, what we are doing here, or if you are expecting to watch in an English class. So this is not a regular class. Talk and Talk is not a school of English or other language. Talk and Talk is a language conversation platform. What does it mean? We are here just to practice our knowledge regarding some specific language. We have another conversations in Spanish, French, Italian, and now we have German too. And so on. I'm not a teacher. I'm just a student as you guys, and I am here with the same goal as you to practice my English, to be better, to be in touch with the language, to sharp my English, try to be really awesome in this language. And before we start with the topic. We start our self-presentation because we want to know each other better. So I would ask you, Anderson, please, could you please introduce yourself for us?
Yes. Hello. I'm Anders. I I am 30 years old. Um, I am from Recife, Pernambuco.
Mm,
Yes. I work here with information technology. I am system engineer, and I am studying in the uh, talk and talk for 2 months.
nice. And oh, first of all, I have some relatives in Recife, but I don't know the place for sure. But I have some parents living, not parents, my relatives living in Recife. And I went to Recife when I was 50. So how long? How long? But I think it was a great experience. I need to come back to Recife to know more about this place. And it's good to see you, Anderson. And do you think the platform is helping you in English or not? What do you
Yeah.
think about this? Yes.
Yes, yes. I am. I'm like the strategy of the platform, the content, and I'm like the conversation. Okay.
Nice. The interaction, right, with the
Yes,
others.
yes.
Great. Good to see you, Anderson. Thank you for coming. And how about you, Wanda?
Hello, everyone. I'm Wanda. Today is hot here, as every day in the
As
summer,
usual.
as usual. And I'm Wanda from Niterói, Rio de Janeiro, and two sons, one grandson, one daughter-in-law, two cats. Yes, is that for now?
Nice, Wanda. It's good to see you here again on Sunday morning, right? Thank you for coming, Wanda. And how about you, Camila? Could you please introduce yourself?
And hi everyone, I'm Camila. I'm 32 years old. I'm living in Aracaju, Sergipe, and I'm starting Talk Talk in November last year, so it's about 3 months. And next month I become a host here, so I'm very excited with this new challenge here in this platform. In my free time, I really like to watch series and movies. Um, Yesterday I watched Emilia Paris. Was the better movie I saw in this month. It's
Oh,
very confusing. But it's have a polemic about this movie because this have a lot indications in the Oscar, and I still hear not. So because that I'm very curious to watch it, and I agree with the another Brazilian. It's no, it's no fair because it's very messy movie. So, the second thing I really like in my free time it's drawing. So this weekend I did that, so I'm very proud because I passed a long time with no drowning, and I guess it's important for my focus and take a time for no think about work. So I guess it's important, and that's it about me.
Nice. Which streaming, Camilinha, the movie is launched?
Um, I don't know.
Netflix
I
or not?
watch it
Okay,
the
okay,
stream.
okay. Okay. Not currently, not effective. Okay, no problem, no problem. I will try to watch it. I heard little things about this. So, guys, my name is Camila, Camila Ribeiro. I am 40 years old. I live in São Paulo, the capital. I work as an accountant in an energy company. The company is from Japan, and sometimes in the company we need to speak with the others in language in English. Let me see what else. I've been here in Talk and Talk since April 24, and was interesting because I could know more about the platform and try to understand more. In July, I decided to become a host just to develop other things, not only English. And I think it's a good experience to be here and to have this obligation because I have my schedules here and I need to be here and I need to practice. So this helped me to be in touch. Let me see what else. I am a coffee addicted. I love to read. I am reading right now. I've been reading Corcunda de Notre Dame. I hope to finish until the end of January. What else? I think that's it, guys. I don't know if I said for people on YouTube, but the topic from today is children and screen. It's a kind of polemic topic because we have some ideas about this. But I guess now in Brazil we have some regulations regarding to this. And I think it's important to have this conversation to try to find a balance in this polemic topic. So I think we can start. I don't know if Suzanne can hear me because I think she needs to introduce herself, but let's start, guys. Let's move on. Wanda, do you want to start? Question number two?
Okay. What are the potential benefits of limited screen time for children? I think we have many potential benefits, like socialized children
Mhm.
and healthy their body, because if they don't stay sitting and seeing a screen, they run and um, jump many things, and they uh, could stay in a beach or in a park to socialize with other children and have a good sleep, because of the blue light is terrible for melatonin. And another thing, I think many times in the screen get our eyes is out a vision of a long vision, and
Mhm.
they could um, it could be myope. I don't know myope in English.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think many other things we could speak of the benefits for a long time.
Yeah. Do you said you have a grandson, right, Wanda? He is
Yeah,
four, I
yeah.
guess. I guess
No,
four.
he
Oh,
has 7 now.
7. Oh, nice. And he
Yeah.
he can use cell phone normally or not? He can get
Now
no?
he don't
Okay.
have a cell phone. He
Okay.
don't. He is, his parents are strict for staying in screen for a long time.
Okay. Okay. I think it's important. I have some, how can I say this? Some friends that have kids, and I am with them sometimes, and I can see that they don't use cell phone. They don't have cell phone. It's a girl. She is 10, I guess, and the boy is 6. But they don't have, and they don't use cell phone, and they can only use cell phone, iPad during the weekend for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
And
this is good.
yes,
A
they
good
are
option.
really restricted with this regarding the kids. They don't make them use like in a restaurant. They don't use. It's like a really restrictive. For me, it's a kind of difficult because they see the others people using, but they try to maintain this. Is really important, I guess. But I think it's important to try to put these benefits. We
Yeah,
cannot see. Go ahead, Wanda.
if you see the man of screens like Bezos, Elon Musk, another one,
Oh,
they avoid their sons uh, stay in the screen for a long time. They avoid
yeah.
all of them.
Yes, I totally agree. They know how harmful this could be, right? Excellent. Thank you, Wanda. Anderson, can you hear me? Suzanne, can you hear me? Are you back? Can you hear
Yes,
me,
Camila.
Anderson? Oh, go ahead. Do
Yes,
you want?
my internet went down,
I'm gonna put the
but
questions again. We are talking about the question number 2. Do you wanna try to
okay,
answer that?
okay. What are the potential benefits of limiting screen time with children?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Uh, I think that the main benefit is promote the the better social uh, s- the better social development for the children because the the children with interaction with the other children to to play games, to run, and I think uh, that the emotional development is is increased when I limited the screen time for children because the contact uh, with the screen um, can generate uh, with contact with a lot of information that ca- can affect the emotional the children emotional because there are a lot of information. Okay, that's
Do you
it.
have kids, Anderson? Do you have kids or not?
No, no,
Oh,
no.
okay, okay. I think it's different, right? When we have, and when we can share the opinion, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't have
yes,
to.
yes, yes.
It's good.
Because I have a friend that have two children, and in some situation, that my friend uh, deliver the smartphone or tablet to your children. And I understand the situation, the stress situation with the children, and it's complicated. Uh, it's complicated situation.
Yes, I agree with you, Anderson. I put the link here, guys, that the billionaires that in the Silicon Valley who avoid the kids to using cell phone is like for you a lot of apps. For my kids, they don't need to use cell phone. I think it's really interesting to think about this, even when you don't have, but you can see your family with the kids in your family using a lot cell phone. I guess this is important to take a minute and try to understand what is happening in the world, right? Thank you, Anderson. Suzanne, can you hear me right now? Do you want to try to answer that question? Suzanne, are you here? I think your mic is open, but I don't know if you can hear me. Oh, if you want to share, oh, let me see. If you want to share your opinion, okay, okay. If you want if you want to try, you can hold your hand, okay, Suzanne? Camilinha, your turn. Do you want to try to answer that? I know you have some kids in your family, so it's good to
Yes.
listen to you.
For me, I guess existing, it's for example, my niece, it's more close with kids I live in my life. So I could see there exist two kids in the same kid, so exist in one day. If she watch a lot screens, it's
Mhm.
a different kid when without screens, So I guess it's a very boring kid when I watch screens because when I put it off the screens, this kid cry a lot and she stay very anxious and it's very a mess day when I will do that. So because that we need to take and create some strategy when this happening, because sometimes we need to put a time for skin. For example, we needed to cook in, and this kid is no stopping any time, so we need to do that. So we try to do that, but we try to put it off and try to take a strategy to play with her without screens. But I guess the day she don't use it any screens for anything, it's better for us because I don't know, I don't say why, but it's changed a lot the way the kids act in the day. So for us, it's very complicated. But sometimes we need it because, for example, sometimes, sorry, I have a truck in my street.
We cannot hear. Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. So it's hard not to do that because I understand when there's some daddy or mother do that because sometimes we needed to put some entertainment for the kids because sometimes we need to do the things. For example, sometimes I need to prepare the meal for her, the lunch. So we need to take this time when I don't have a lot adult with her, for example. But I guess it's harder not do that because when I do that, we have a very arrependimento. I forgot this in English because this kid it's changed a lot and it's very complicated. And I saw this happening a lot with another kids, so I guess it's not for uh, all kids. But I guess
Mhm.
it's about the screen because I remember I watched a lot when I was a kid, but I don't feel this addiction for TV, I couldn't turn off my cartoons and play with my friends in the street. But now I guess it's the way they building the entertainment for kids.
Mhm.
It's a very dangerous because that I guess the big techs don't do that for their kids.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it for me.
Yes, I was wonder here, maybe we have the security problem too, right? I used to play in the street with my friends for hours. And nowadays it's almost impossible to do this. So I guess the parents prefer to be the kids inside of the house because they are safe instead of to make them play with the others and maybe have some bad could happen And I don't know, guys. It's really difficult to say about this. I'm gonna put here another link. Bill Gates said that the right moment to get a mobile need to be like 14 for a kid. Can you imagine 14? They are using 14 when they are 14 a lot cell phone. They know how to use better than us, I guess. So I guess they know how harmful this could be for the kids. And you said, I think Anderson said about the interaction. They are l- they are knowing the word, how to communicate properly. They are trying to solve their problem, and I think the cell phone cut this. Right, you are aware about the word. You can lose hours using cell phone. Even myself, I can spend hours using my cell phone, but I know how terrible it is. Vanda said something really important about the melatonin in the blue light, I guess. This makes
Yeah.
me really anxious. When I go to the bed, I feel like I was running a marathon. I am really agitated. It's terrible. I feel terrible when I felt this. I don't know. Do you want to add something, Vanda or Anderson? Go ahead, guys.
I want to add something. Um, the teenagers is nowadays have a fear to go to a store and buy something. Have
Mm-hmm.
many pesquisas, research, I think, that and interview with teenagers, and teenagers have fear to go to the store and buy something.
Yeah.
They only buy in internet. They have fear to go to a supermarket and buy something or in a story. Is so interesting to discuss about this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally agree, Vanda. They don't know how to order a pizza sometimes. If they need to go to the place, they don't know how to interact with the others, right?
yeah, they have
Yes.
anxiety.
Yes. I don't know if you have watched it, guys. Teenager who was doesn't know how to cut the bread
Yeah,
using the. Oh my gosh, this was so crazy. So I guess we are we are really facing a bad moment in the future. I just imagine, but I think. Thank you,
and we
Wanda.
need to
Go ahead.
change something.
Yes, I think we are not really seeing how could be terrible in the future. We are just, oh, I cannot think about this because I am using my cell phone right now. So it's crazy. Thank you,
Yeah.
Wanda. Let's move on, guys. Let me see what a question we can have. Number 5, I guess, a good one. How does excessive screen time impact a child's development? We already said about the social skills that makes them difficult to develop. What do you think? Other, I don't know, impact that we can see. Anderson, do you have idea?
Um, I, I, f- I think that impact in communication and that communication that children. I saw, for example, one children uh, that a small use the screen time, comparing with the other children that use a lot of uh, smartphone, for example. The the communication is different. That the children with less contact with screen, the communication is better for this. Um, I think the communication is the impact for
Yeah,
this case.
Yeah, I agree with you. I remember I used to read a lot when I was a kid. I had this Mauricio de Souza GBs. I don't know if you have comic, maybe. I have this, and I used to read a lot. And I guess nowadays the kids are not interested in these things, like a boring
No,
thing. Like, yeah,
no, they
Yeah.
like. My
yeah, they
grandson
like it.
likes so much.
Oh, good to
Mr.
know,
Souza,
really.
yeah. I
Oh,
have a
nice.
collection here, a huge collection.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice. I
they love
remember
to read
I
it.
was really happy when I receive once a week this in my house. I don't know. I guess my family had this kind of I don't know. They pay for it, I believe, and I receive once a week, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can read. And then I finish in 10 minutes the comic, and then I was like, oh my gosh, this finish. I need
And
to wait.
you read
Yeah,
again.
so
Like
sad.
my grandson is like
Oh,
that.
he like it.
They-
Nice.
Yeah, the same.
Nice. Wanda, your turn. Do you have any other ideas of impact, anxiety,
I,
communication? What else do you think?
yeah, I feel like Camila Pedrosa, Camilinha. I feel like I when I saw children that get addiction for screens, I feel these children is anxiety, a depression, a little bit depression. They don't know how can enjoy their time without screens, and they don't like nothing about games, about board games, or about running, or about bicycle. And I feel that, but the parents like so much screens too, and and the mother have on screen, the father another one, and the children another one. Is our family nowadays the most common family?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess they. Uh, I remember when I was a kid. Do you know, guys, what is pacifier in English? Was a problem.
yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Chupeta.
Pacifier, chupeta. The pacifier was a problem. Like you need to leave the kids cry. You cannot use it every time. So it was like a chupeta, gente. This was not so harmful. And nowadays we have the cell phone. If the kids start to cry, the parents get the iPad to them, and then oh,
Exactly.
I need a moment to be calm. Then I get my iPad to the kids, and then I feel relaxed. I guess this is at the restaurant. I can see a lot of kids using iPad in the restaurant. It's like a crazy idea. They are eating and using iPad at the same time as adult, and I know this is
Yeah.
not good. It's
And
terrible.
they don't enjoy the time as a family.
Yeah, we do not have this anymore, like a
Yeah.
conversation,
Conversation,
interaction.
a good connection, good contact to each other. It's
Yes, we
terrible.
are losing this, right? This eyes, looking at the eyes moments, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. And
Nice.
bring the family for anxiety, depression, and
Totally.
panic, and many things.
Totally. Maybe we have here in Brazil, I guess, a huge number, not only in Brazil, but I guess in the worldwide, a number of teenagers trying to not be alive anymore. I'm gonna say it's in a soft way.
Um,
And I
yeah,
am
terrible.
trying to say in a different way here. But I guess this is related to the anxiety, I don't know, the feeling that I'm not enough about the
Yeah,
things in
get
life.
get the teenagers for hopeless life.
Yes, yes. I guess this can be a reason, in my opinion. I don't know, right? But I think this can be something that we need to think more about this. Thank you, Wanda. And how about you, Camilinha? Do you have another example?
I totally agree. Like Vanda said, I guess the kids have more tendency, I guess, trend,
Mhm.
I guess, for to become more depression and then anxious because this use of technology because it's very crazy when my niece take the cell phone anyone take it and said, "Oh, you need to put it here and here." No, no, it's necessary. She always found the YouTube, for example. It's very quickly for her to find the YouTube, and that she couldn't read yet because she have 3 years old, so it's no possible.
3?
But I 3, yes.
Oh my
But
gosh.
when she take the cell phone, it's very insane the way these kids couldn't use that. Because I remember when I start to use more technological things was very different my contact because I born after the technology or before the technology, and these kids for her it's more easy to do things, and it's very, I guess the positive exists. It's about
Mhm.
learn another language, for example.
Yeah.
My niece start to like to watch things in English because she hear my listen and talk and I talk a lot in English now because I did some interview. She listened and now she said, "Oh, auntie, could you talk put in English for me?" Something like
Oh.
that. And it's very nice because I guess for her it's more easy to learn about language. But I
Mhm.
guess like Anderson said about communication, it's a problem when I use it a lot because I feel in my routine when I start the pandemic and the end of pandemic, my communication is change a lot, and there was more hard to me socialize. So
Mhm.
I guess for kids, we need to take more care about that because in case of my niece, she born in the pandemic. So for
Oh.
her was more challenging to adapt. But now I guess after she start the school, it was a great thing because when I she stay in the school, she don't think about screen these things, and she back the school, she a little bit tired because play a lot in the school, so she don't said, "Oh mom, I need to watch something." It's not possible because she needed to sleep when when she back of home the school. So I guess it's about that. I guess for reduce the impact, you need to entertainment the kids with another things because that I guess it's so challenging for parents to do that because sometimes in the case of my sister and my brother-in-law, she work a lot outside the home, and then when back it's hard for them to stay creative for the kids, you know. So
Yeah.
I guess it's very challenging when the mother or daddy to do that. So I guess that's it. It's challenging, but I guess it's so important for the future for this kid. So now I guess it's really important to take time without a screen for her because when I do that, it's a mess, and these kids cry a lot when I off the screen also. I guess it's a very common attitude for kids when they watch a lot. That's it for me.
Yes. Nice. Great, Camille. You said interesting things. And I remember here, guys, in the pandemic years, the kids or the teenagers were doing class, online class. Like they need to use the cell phone, they need to watch in the class using a computer, for example. So do you guys, maybe Wanda, your turn, do you think this use of technology, the cell phone and computer in the pandemic times affect the children's screen habits? Do you think this is effective? Since there you can see the difference right now. Do you think?
Yeah, I think after the pandemic time, many people, teenagers, adults, and children get some trouble to socialize.
Yeah.
It's difficult for everyone to stay together nowadays
Mhm.
because of the spring, and we change a little our condition of life. I think it's
Mhm.
difficult to socialize. It's difficult to hang out with friends, to take a deep conversation, for example, is difficult to. Yeah, I think everything is modified.
Yeah, then in your opinion, you can see before and after the difference, right? It's
Yeah,
really clearly the difference.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I agree with you about maybe they when you're talking with someone, I don't know guys if you pass through this when you're talking when someone is like the conversation become boring and then the other person need to use the cell phone or maybe not boring but they look at the cell phone just because it's a habit. It's like something that you do without thinking. It's like normal, like a breathe.
Yeah, we start to talking and they put their eyes in another thing
Yeah.
and lose their attention, and the conversation finished because you talk by yourself or you get silent.
Yeah, or the
Is
other person say like, "Oh, sorry, I don't get it. I lose
Yeah,
some."
yeah.
Oh gosh,
When they come back, oh, sorry, I stay in the moon for a minute.
I hate these things,
Yeah,
Wanda. I
yeah, it's
hate.
true.
I hate these things. But nice. Thank you, Wanda. And you, Anderson, do you see this difference about before and after the pandemics in
Yes,
kids and adults? Okay.
yes, in kids, in adults person, because uh, the digital service, the virtual service increased during pandemic, and because this affected all the peoples, inclusive the children, um, and and each time the technology use increase in day of day, because these the children and the children have used technology and smart device
Mm-hmm.
and more with less uh, years old. That's it.
Anderson, I have a question for you. Do you think your time using a screen and computer that's okay, or do you think you would choose something? You would try to do less, to use less. What do you think? This it's okay or not? Do you think like
I no, I don't like, because I work with this during all the day. In the night, at night, I am studies
Mhm.
some things, and the in the finish of the day, I watch a series, because
Yeah.
this I watch a series, because this my I my uh, when I sleep, I when I sleep, the sometimes is a problem during when I sleep, because the exposition to screen along the day. I I I am trying to change this habit. For example, to read a book before sleep,
Yeah, sometimes I read using a screen too, like a Kindle or iPad. So it's the same.
Yes.
Nice. Thank you, Anderson. Camilinha, two questions about the pandemic years before and after. You can see the difference of this. And do you think your time using cell phone is enough or not? Do you want to improve this or not?
Okay, for me, before the pandemic, it was another type of socialization. So I get out all weekends.
Oh,
I have a lot friends. And after the pandemic, I start a process last 2 years of resocialization. I don't know this is exist in English, but I will try to take more time out my home because for me it's hard after the pandemic because the pandemic end and I start home office. So was very insane because I work on site all the pandemic. So I need to go out for the job with mask, these things. But when I finish the pandemic, I get this job and I start to work remotely. So when you could back to have a great socialization, my job changed for the home, you know. So for me, I guess because that was more harder to start to take more socialization time with friends, meet some new. It's hard for me nowadays. But I guess for me, it very changes my routine, the way to discover new friends in the real time, you know, because with the pandemic and the remotely work, I have more friends very far to me than in my city, you know. So I guess because that I pass a lot of time with video calls, these things, and I guess for me change a lot. And I still try to take more real time socialization in my life, but sometimes it's harder. It's for me now. The second one was I forgotten.
was about do you think your time using screen it's okay for you or do you want to avoid
No,
more, right?
no. I guess the last 2 weeks it's very huge in my life this time. So I try to use about 2 hours per day. It's a great for me, but in the two last weekend I didn't because I use about 4 hours per day. It is a very expensive time. More part of time it's in YouTube. It's my weakness in the internet because I really like the YouTube. I learn a lot of language in this platform, but I guess I pass a lot of time with entertainment, with things not beauty my learners, for example. But I guess this is my weakness now. I need to reduce it again, my time off screens.
Yes, I am the same. I was searching an app to block some apps for a period, and I found some good apps, and I need to pay for this. And can you imagine in my mind, I cannot control myself to use the app, so I need to pay an app to help me to be without using some app. It's like this crazy
Wow.
idea.
Crazy, crazy time.
I need
Yes.
someone, I need to pay
Wow.
someone to help me avoid using my cell phone. We are
Oh, wow.
living this reason. Go ahead, Wanda.
No, go ahead, you.
I was like this thinking, I really need someone some
Mm.
app to
Oh my
avoid
God.
me to use my cell
Camila,
phone. So,
but it's possible to do that in the you did you use an iPhone?
yes, I
Because
use
you could
iPhone.
do in the setting, you reduce it for an hour, for example, two
Yeah.
hours, and the apps block. You don't need it to pay for that.
Oh, I have this and I
But
can
it
open
don't
again.
work.
Yes, I can open the app again, putting my password. So for me, it's like no one needs to blind me to not use it. It's like I can do this. I have my password cell phone. So it's really I think we are I'm gonna speak for me right now. I am trying to avoid to use. I am trying to read before go to the bed, as Anderson said. And sometimes I feel like so boring. You are only doing one thing. You are just reading, and then you feel like, this is so boring. I need to put a sound. I need to try to watching, I don't know, something in my cell phone at the same time that I am reading. So we became multitask just because we are anxious, I guess. We cannot do once. If you cannot do the dishes without listen a podcast, we are always doing more than one thing. And we think this is awesome. We are not prepared to be boring anymore. Like we don't
Right.
want this. We avoid this.
Yeah.
It's like we feel, I don't know, anxious about that. Do you know? Do you want to say
Accelerate
some?
all the
Yeah,
time.
yes. I really feel like I can do more. If you go to the gym, you need to listen something at the same time, and you go like or post something on Instagram, then go to. We are really suffering, I guess. We are really deep in a situation, I believe. Let's move on, guys. I have some question that we can thinking about ourselves, like how can we improve this in our life? For example, I said about my problem to pay an app. How can I improve this? What do you think, guys? Like I am sharing with you a problem, and how can we do for try to improve this? Like as Anderson said, I work at my computer every day during the day, and then when I finish, I am here in the immersion. That's okay. And then during this period, and I go to the to read, for example. But during this period, I am using the cell phone again. So computer, cell phone, and reading cell phone, watching something cell phone. So what do you think? What advice we can try to put in our daily routine to help us? What do you think, Wanda? Do you have any advice?
Yeah, I wake up. When I wake up, I take my breakfast without
Mm-hmm.
mobile phone, and I go to walking by the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk without cell phone, without podcast, without anything, only to see the sky, only to see another person and say hi for people that I know. And then I spend an hour without a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need to go to the supermarket, for example, without cell phone. And then is that when I stay out of my house, I stays out my cell phone most of
Mm-hmm.
the time. And then
Nice.
I spend a little bit of time seeing the light of the nature is really good for our brain. And I think is that I put the mobile phone in the guarda-roupa,
Mm-hmm.
wardrobe, uh,
Yeah.
uh, and like that. I put inside and I run in my house without mobile phone. I do this.
Excellent.
Is my
Excellent.
strategy.
Excellent. I think it's important. I remember in the pandemic years, I was like this, avoiding to using during the morning my cell phone. It was great for me. Nice. Thank you, Wanda, for your advice. And you, Camilinha, do you have any advice?
I tried to uninstall in my cell phone the apps doing this thing. For example, I uninstall Instagram and YouTube
Great.
because when I stay in the cell phone, for example, I stay in the two last weekend with this app in my phone. So I know this problem is exactly that because, for example, in the YouTube, I pass about 2, 3 hours. So
Me too.
because that my using the cell phone is so long time for the daily, because that I tried to do that. So yesterday I uninstalled in my cell phone the Instagram and the YouTube, because I know if I have this someday and I have a meeting in my work, for example, and I know it's take talk. I know the people talk, and I take my phone and oh, I need to see this and
Yeah, just like here,
so
right? We are in
very
immersion, and I
automatic
yeah.
things. So I need to avoid the automatic things in my cell phone, because I guess I have I don't know if this is correct, stolen time, roubar tempo. I
Okay,
forgot the
okay.
way correct to say that, but I guess for me it's that. And I know I need to learn a lot things, and the cell phone it's no my priority. So I guess
Mhm.
entertainment it's important. I need to take time to see something I really like. But now in my career, I needed to study and learning a lot, something news and I guess it's more challenge for this year. It's to reduce the screen time, but it's a very ironic things, because for I learn, I need to use the screen too, because the most part of my learnings it's a course, a online course. So I need to use it. So I need to take more take a way to handle this in my life, but I don't know, I don't say why the correct way, but the first step I did, I uninstall in my cell phone these apps. So I still try to find the correct way to solve that, guys. I don't have an
Nice.
answer.
You are in the process, right? So I am still trying to find a good advice. Nice. Thank you, Camilinha. And you, Anderson, help us here. What do you think? How can we improve this?
Well, I keep my phone, my cell phone away from me.
Mm-hmm.
I keep my cell phone in a drawer, for example.
Great.
Uh, for me, these actions uh, function. I think that define the schedule. The schedule from my day is important to evict the the pick up my cell phone to see Instagram. But the Instagram is the biggest problem for me. I am bored. I get the cell phone to see Instagram. I sometimes I look my Instagram account sometimes and you install the application too.
Great. I don't know how to say that despertador, but I read that we need to try to use a normal despertador, not the cell phone. We can use another gadget to try to wake up. So sometimes I sleep with my cell phone around me just because oh I need the time to wake up. And then I read that this is not a good thing. We can try to put the cell phone in another room and try to use a normal despertador to try to avoid to get the cell phone, right? If you are in your side, you are just you cannot you don't think, you just go and get
Yes.
and you start to using. It's like a crazy idea. So I heard that we can try to avoid and put in another room and try to use a normal despertador. So I will try. I don't know if I will fail or not, but I will, guys. So I don't think we have much time. I don't have the link from the survey because we have some problems here in the platform, so we don't have the link. But I would like to hear how was the conversation for you guys. I know this is a kind of topic that we discussed a lot here technology kids and cell phone. We always talk about this, but I think we can try to get different ideas. So I would like to hear how was for you. How was Anderson? Did you like it? Do you think it's like a, oh, I don't like to talk about this anymore because I already talk. What do you think? Was a good
No,
conversation or
no,
not?
I like about the content. I
Yeah.
like.
Nice, nice. It's the first time that I see you here, so it was a pleasure for me. Thank you, Anderson. And how was for you,
Okay.
Wanda? I think you had another immersion like this, but how was for you?
But I love this conversation because open our mind.
Yeah,
Now I think about all the tips that I heard here and all the small thoughts that we have is a subject that stay inside our brain and we can avoid more mobile phone because of this conversation.
yeah, it's good to remember, right? To remember
Yes,
ourselves.
so interesting subject. Thank you for bringing for us.
Great. Thank you, Wanda, for coming. And how about you, Camilinha? How was difficult or boring? How was the
Was a
topic?
great conversation. And thank you, Wanda, for the tips about without a cell phone. I guess it was a very great thing because for me it's so hard not to do that because when I wake up, my cell phone it's very close to me, so I take and check the email. It's very automatically. So
Yeah.
when I think, oh, I said I don't do that. When I I realize I did it again in another day. I guess it's important not to do that. And the tip you said, Camila, about despertador, I forgot this word. It's very important, but I don't have it despertador. I try with Alexa, but Alexa forgot my
Oh,
wake
really?
up times.
Oh
Yes,
my
my
gosh.
Alexa, it's very crazy. But I really like this conversation. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. So I don't think we have too much time, but I would like to wish you guys a great Sunday. Enjoy. Try to do something instead of just being your cell phone, and enjoy. I wish you a great start of the next week, and I hope see you soon in another immersion. Okay, guys. Thank you very